Hello, good evening, you guys. Yeah, I finally finished with I just finished with one of my other well, I actually finished with my last essay, final essay for my history class. Yeah, I was so happy when I uploaded that and it said submitted. Woo! I was so happy. So now the only thing that I have left are my finals for all of my classes, just the finals. No more work, nothing, just the finals. So I am super duper happy about that. And I have been wanting to get on to talk about Charleston White and Dr. Candace Matthews and Finesse Two Times. It seemed like Finesse Two Times done did a diss song, and they say Sugar done went to jail. So I'm gonna wait and start letting everybody get the notifications. Hey, little Miss Muffin, I was supposed to come on at 8, but I wasn't finished. I wasn't finished. I was like, Lord, I am not, because I know if I stop, I knew I had to have that last essay in by 11:59. I was like, I am not gonna do that to myself tonight. I was like, I'm not doing that to myself tonight. I'm not gonna stop and do something else and then start back doing it and then stop and do something else. And then I get it in on the buzzer. So I'm just happy that I got it in a few hours ahead of time. So how is everybody doing? Shout out to everybody that's been getting on the praying line in the mornings that have been totally just dedicated every mornings, like TV21, the Black Barbie, Angel, the Real Boss. Um, who else in here? It's a few more people from in here that's now they're on every single morning, just about. And there's a few more people that are pretty dedicated that get on the line. So, who's all in here? Little Miss Muffin, Clarinetta, Steven, Latoya, Edward, is that Tamika? And new to you, you all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button. We're gonna let other people start getting notifications. I think I uploaded a video this morning right before I started getting ready for work. Y'all, this summer has been so. What's up, Cypress? This summer has been so freaking hectic. Okay. Hey, your choice, Toey. This summer has been so freaking hectic, y'all. I ended up taking 4 classes. That was a full load. Okay. And I didn't realize, I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't know that they cram everything in a full semester into a month and a half summer short semester. So I was stressed, but I got through it. So um I'll be going out of town in my birthday is Saturday. You guys, my birthday is Saturday, and so we got some things planned for my birthday. So I'll get the opportunity to really just de-stress, and I have registered for the fall semester. And y'all, I'm getting ready to walk. I'm getting ready to walk. I get it's been I think about it now that I'm on the downside, it has been so worth it. And I want to say this, a lot of times we people think about, I want to go back to school, or people have ideas of doing stuff and they kind of procrastinate. Let me tell you something. If you go ahead and get started, that those years and that time go by so fast. And while you're thinking about it, a year has passed, 2 years have passed, you could be walking. Okay, it takes dedication. The good thing about it now is they have a lot of teams. A lot of my classes now, they do teams, right? Which means you have to log in, you have to have your camera on, and the teacher is there teaching as if you were in a classroom and all of the other students are on there. And it's just so much better. And then now that I'm an empty nester, it's easy. It's easier to do, you know. So I'm so proud of myself, and I'm going to continue, you know. After I finish, I'm a rest for a little while, and then I'm gonna continue on and just keep going until you know, um until I'm satisfied. And so um you know, I look at this as keeping a like being loyal to myself, because a lot of times we always say we're going to do something for ourselves. We have a habit of putting ourselves last, and we go, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and we end up doing everything for everybody else and kind of being disloyal to ourselves and putting everything that we want to do on the back burner. So when you say that you want to do something and then you go do it, that is, you're changing the patterns of and you're starting to put yourself first, you know, and starting to do those things. So I'm really proud of myself for that. So yeah. And I said that I wanted, just like with the praying line, I had been wanting to do it, just decided to do it in January, and it has just I did it, started it January 30th out of nowhere, because I had been wanting to do it. And I get up, I wake up now. I remember, like, I was waking up. I'm gonna tell y'all how bad the devil works. I remember, like, I'd be waking up early anyways, but when I first started it and I was dedicated, I would get on there praying. I would be so tired. Okay, now it's just like second nature. God just wakes me up, okay, and take me to scriptures and things of that nature, and give me the opportunity to write out some things to pray about. So thank you. What's up, the Alabama hitter? What's up, hitter? Anyways, you guys, I wanted to talk about, have you all been paying attention to Charleston White and Dr. Candace Matthews? This has been so interesting to me because I mean, their friendship, I don't know why I always felt like it would be something explosive to happen as it relates to that, especially with Dr. Candace Matthews living in Texas, in Houston. Charleston lives in the DFW area, which is the Dallas Fort Worth area. So he's in Texas, but he's not in Houston. And so Charleston, goes down there to Texas. He says that Jay Prince sent the goons to shoot at him. Now, some people were saying it was a guy that got on line and was like, I was listening to him. He has like a little radio show down in Houston. He said he was there. He claims nobody shot at Charleston. And Charleston had a lot of people with him, like some white guys and stuff with him, and it was like they was there waiting for somebody to try to do something to him. He said, but he was not in danger. Nobody did anything to him, and he claims allegedly that Charleston shot the gun. But Charleston has been really upset with Dr. Candace Matthews, and I want to play a clip, okay? Because I have been wanting to talk about this. I think people have mixed feelings about the situation. Hold on. Shout out to Code Figure TV, okay? Because he's Code Figures in Houston. Hold on, you guys. So Code Figures in Houston, so he could.
The series continues. Dr. Candace Matthews, Charleston White is saying you set him up. You backdoored him. I told you this day would come.
Bad nigga, nah, hell nah, nigga. And ain't nothing ever good came around you. Now that we done proved evidence that this was a setup, the shots were fired. Dr. Candace knew I was coming because I was invited by Dr. Candace. Nobody knew I was in Houston with Dr. Candace. Ooh, I rescheduled my flight for Dr. Candace.
Nobody knew he was in Houston except Dr. Candace. He rescheduled his flight for Dr. Candace. Dr. Candace, I think you fell for the same trap that Charleston set for Jay Prince. And the white people going to give him a nice pat on the back for tying you into this, man. Charleston finna prove that you've been running your mouth about being a community activist, and no disrespect, but he's saying you colluded with Jay Prince. Now, I don't think you colluded with them. I think that you're tied to them and not going against Jay and all his BS. That's enough. I don't think you colluded against Charleston. I just think Jay them don't respect you enough not to press Charleston when you having a political event. Because why would they respect you when you ain't stood up for no black people in Fifth Ward going against the gangsters and the drug pushers? You run that white man scam that a lot of our people do. Just focus on the white man. Not nothing to say about the Blackface Ku Klux Klan who doing just as much horrible things to our community. Dr. Candace, I say this. You see, one thing I don't respect about Jay, and y'all keep talking about Jay, I don't respect Jay putting all them bad contracts in front of everybody. Some people would say, the niggas didn't have to sign that. You see, we didn't say that when we said the Jews ripped off B.B. King, ripped off Michael Jackson, ripped off Sam Cooke, ripped off Prince, ripped off all of our, ripped off Whitney Houston. All of our greats, we said them goddamn Jews with them racist contracts. But when the black man do it, oh man, they didn't have to sign that. Them niggas greedy. Nah, I ain't going for that. And I done argue with my own people about this. Man, Jay, man, them contracts, it's some Blackface Ku Klux Klan contracts, bro. You going to people in poverty who eyes get big, you put a little money in them, they don't understand the numbers. You say, hey, they have to take that. That's wrong. I'm going to continue to stand on that. You shouldn't be doing your brother like that. Like those y'all who don't care about that, that's why you're not me, and I could never be you. Anyway, Dr. Candace Matthews, that's a big problem. Charleston now has flipped the script on you, saying you backdoored him, saying you set him up. You dropped, you the only person knew he'd be in town. The rapper lot ambushed him.
Damn, you can't get mad now. At first, when I said it with y'all, Junior came out and lied. Then you came out and said, now you want to get mad and send your goon squad in hits?
All right, now let's get to this. Because he just ranting a little bit. This is what we want now. He's finna call you Dr. Candace Matthews. He's released the audio, man. See, Rap-A-Lot, they're not going to release the audio showing you playing both sides of the fence. You telling them one thing. Charleston will release the audio showing you're telling him something totally different and expose he lied. He came out telling people he just showed up. You didn't invite him because you wanted Jaden to think, oh, it's no way I invited Charleston White, knowing what he been doing to y'all. Now Charleston showing the world you lying, and he told you lying. You invited him. Shame on you, Dr. Matthews. An honorable woman would have came out and say you made a mistake. Charleston proving, ma'am, that's kind of scamish, ma'am.
I should have been whispering in my ear. This is this man's daughter.
By the way, this is Charleston addressing the back door. Here we go.
I'm right. I'm right in Trump.
And you know what? And I'm gonna say this, Charleston. Your fight, you have your fight on how you do your stuff, bro.
Yes, Dr. King. All I know, y'all left me vulnerable. Somebody should have been whispering in my ear. This is this man's daughter establishment. Get out of here. We seeing what he doing. So I ain't caring about nothing. Y'all watch this nigga do this to me. And only for me to come back and lie and say I wasn't invited. I'm fucked up by lying.
It was a public event. Everybody just watched.
I didn't know it was. She finna piss me off because she's scared.
Hung up on him. He said you scared of James Prince, ma'am. He hung up on you as you're sitting there trying to plead your case. Charleston, it was a public event. I didn't set you up. Ma'am, he said he lied to the public on your behalf. You didn't say, no, you didn't lie on my behalf. He lied and told people you didn't invite him, ma'am. You did invite him. Why all the backlash? I didn't invite Charleston. You did invite Charleston, ma'am. You knew Charleston was attacking us in Fifth Ward and Jay Prince too, and you didn't care because you wanted that clout that came with Charleston. That's wrong, ma'am. You wanted some clout that came with Charleston. You didn't care that he disrespected Nolan Wills. You didn't care that he disrespected our brother Carmelo Anthony, calling Watermelon Felon after you had been supposedly standing up for Carmelo. You didn't care. You didn't care that he disrespected our little brother Cyrus Burton, who was gunned down by Rick Chow. You didn't care. You didn't care that how he disrespected George Floyd like that. And Houston, y'all act like y'all care about George Floyd. That man that disrespected George Floyd so bad, you didn't care. You knew clout came with inviting Charleston to your political birthday bash, so you did it anyway. Look what happened, man. Now he's tough. You the only one could have knew. He's saying it's you who put Rapple out on this trail. He said he lied to the community for you. You knew he was going to be there. He said you the only one knew he was going to be there. Man, you couldn't see this coming? Blind man. Ray Charles could have seen this coming, man. It's going to be more. So he just released this audio. This is very damning to Candace Matthews. That's a fact. You lied to the public, ma'am, and said you had no idea Charles was coming. Here you on the phone with Charles, and Charles is saying you knew. And I lied to the people for you. But Charleston, click. I'm through talking to her. She's scared. She finna make me mad. She's scared of Jay Prince. I'll make what other conversation, Charles?
Now, I want to say this. I don't believe that Dr. Candace Matthews set Charleston up. I believe Charleston, I believe Charleston got mad because I saw another interview that he did. I believe it was today or yesterday, where he was telling the young man that was interviewing him that he was standing and talking to Candace Matthews, and a dude come in, okay, and say something to Candace Matthews. He said he got his back turned, and he heard the dude tell Candace Matthews, "I don't F with him." And so he said, I heard that. He said that, she tried to downplay it. Of course, she's going to try to downplay it. I mean, I think that would be the best thing to do. You definitely can't control people, and so he says the same dude goes and whispers in Candace Matthews' husband's ear, and they have a conversation. And so he said a conversation, whereas he couldn't hear what they was talking about. So I think Charleston, so Candace Matthews, they say, is she's an activist. And so she exposed quite a few politicians. So I think Charleston White, I think he really got mad because he didn't. I think he's trying to do one or two things. He's mad at Candace because she didn't say anything to the guy that says that he didn't mess with him. But here's the thing. What was she supposed to say? If a grown man that she is cool with comes into her birthday party and says to her, I don't F with him, I mean, as long as he ain't trying to start no trouble, out of respect, a person has a right to feel however they want to feel. He definitely couldn't stop her husband from having a conversation with this man. If they started whispering, having conversations, that means that they knew each other. He probably was reiterating the same thing to her husband. Okay. So as far as saying that they tried to line him up, I don't believe that. I don't believe that Candace Matthews lined him up. But here's the thing, okay? I don't have no issues with Charleston White, but I think Charleston White, a lot of the things that he does, I know they say it's supposed to be for shock value, but I think quite a bit of things that he says and stuff is pretty low down, right? Candace Matthews knew this. She knew how he had gone at Carmelo Anthony's family. But, I remember Candace Matthews making a statement when that happened, that if they had been on the team, that never, a lot of the stuff that happened with Carmelo Anthony, it never would have happened. Well, what was stopping them from being on the team? Well, as more and more stuff starts to come out, when you see Candace Matthews and the other guys coming and doing press conferences and busting these people out, we're finding out now they've been paid, and they're getting paid something like $25,000, at least $25,000. So people basically putting professional hits on people, okay, and paying them $25,000 to do it. I'm not saying that it's bad or that is right. I'm just saying that if these people are living in all kinds of bad conditions, and I've seen her walk into apartment complexes that are absolutely not livable, and you see the mold and stuff all up on the wall and all up in the ceiling and all of that. Hey, that needs to be exposed. But I think for me, myself, if I was an activist like her, and I would have an issue with her taking money to expose it, to use our platform to expose it. You know what I'm talking about? Because if they already living poorly, I don't think that anybody should be paying her to expose anything like that, right? But hey, I think Charleston, he got pissed off about that, and now he sees a business opportunity. Candace and them and Cornell, they do expose a lot of white politicians and judges. Hey, they stand in front of the court, they get their research team and they expose them. And that may not be a bad thing, but I think Charleston now sees a business opportunity, since she didn't react in the way that he thought that she should react. And so now I believe what he's going to do, like Code Figure said, he's going to get with a lot of these judges, even if they're under attack, they are still in power. He's going to get with some of these people to try and destroy her credibility. It's a business opportunity for him, because those Republicans that she's down there exposing, they got money. They will pay him top dollar to do it. And just like he say that it's about the dollar for her, it's definitely about the dollar for him. Because what did he say? He said, now I got a $60,000 week. And he's going to ride this out. Hey, he's going to ride it out, and he's going to exhaust all of his means as it relates to this. So no, like I said, I don't believe that she set him up or anything like that. I just believe that he is mad. He got mad because number one, because of what the dude said, and then her husband talked to the dude, because when he walked out, now he walking out in front of all these people in Houston, and he said, and I came by myself. It's almost like he was trying to tempt them to do something to him. And I don't think that was the right thing to do. I mean, if you come in peace, you don't go out there and try to tempt these folks, because that ain't got nothing to do with Jay Prince. I mean, if you walk out and you're in somebody else's hood, and these people in the Fifth Ward, wherever they were, Jay Prince daughter restaurant, they're known for their reputation or whatever. You're tempting them when you say, and I came by myself, and ain't nobody gonna do nothing, and you got it on camera. Now they feel an obligation to try and do something. I think that's why they shot the gun up in the air. I don't think they was trying to hit him. They was in close proximity to him. If they had wanted to hit him, they would have hit him, right? But they did not hit Matthews. Okay. What's up, Stanley? If he goes harder on Candace Matthews, then he could start getting some of those Republicans, those Republican judges and politicians that she has been exposing that's mad at her, okay, to pay him, and they will. He has a big enough platform that they will pay him thousands of dollars to go in on her every day to try and destroy her credibility. Whatever it is they think they got on her, they'll use his platform as a vehicle to do that. Okay, and I know a lot of people, say that they think that Charleston White is smart, and hey, I'm not trying to say that he is not smart. I just think the only issue that one of the issues that I've had with Charleston White, because I don't dislike him or anything. He's a shock jock, and he's for entertainment purposes only. But one of the things that I don't like about him is that he definitely has always gone to the highest bidder. Okay. So when people say that a person is an activist and they speak for the Black community, that's one thing, but he goes to the highest bidder. And I don't really know how you can truly stand with your community when you can be persuaded to try and destroy somebody else for some money, right? So yeah, that right there, I'm telling you, that right there is interesting. Jay Prince at this point, I think, and I also think that Charleston is keeping up a lot of attention and bringing a lot of attention to himself because I think he feels like the more attention he brings, the more it keeps Jay Prince Sr. off of him. Like if he talk about he's gone to the FBI and he's done this and he's constantly talking about it, that keeps them at bay, right? That keeps them at bay. So I also think this is why he's doing it. I don't believe that Charleston believes that Candace Matthews set him up. I don't believe that he believes that. But I do feel like he got angry because she didn't. It ain't even about her not telling him it was Jay Prince Sr.'s daughter's restaurant. I mean, if at your birthday party, she wasn't thinking in that terms. I mean, sometimes you could be in shock. You don't expect for a person to come and do what he did, right? So I mean, to me, it's interesting to see how this is going to turn out. I'm not saying she's innocent or anything like that, but I think she definitely don't want no smoke with Charleston, and she don't want any smoke with Jay Prince. What Charleston got to understand is Jay Prince um, has to Candace has to, she has to pay cameramen, and so if you want for her to come out and advocate, she claimed that she does it for free, but the money that she asked for is actually for her, the people around her, for the researchers, for the security when she has to come out, for the cameraman and all of that. That's what she said. So I don't know. It's interesting. She was just in Memphis a few weeks ago. And thank you for the jewels, Miss Donna. She was actually in Memphis like a few weeks ago, and I got tickled because I was looking at her on live, and she was talking about how she was in Harbortown at a restaurant in Harbortown. And I guess the people in Texas, especially around the Houston area, they kind of eat on the same style as the people in New Orleans, because I think Houston is right there by, not too far from Shreveport. And so she was like, oh, the food in Memphis is so nasty and this, and that. And she's like, I had to make my husband some gumbo. Well, I mean, Memphis is not really known for making gumbo. Okay, we don't really eat gumbo here. And I tell people all the time, like the slaves that was down in New Orleans, they made them cook kind of like on a French style somewhat. They use a lot of roux. They do a lot of roux, and they do a lot of they use a lot of tomato sauce. They call it red gravy. They cook the slaves, I'm talking about back in the day, in that time, they cook more on occasion style. When you start coming to get to Jackson, Mississippi, on back up to Memphis, I think the slaves, that's the Delta, cook on a totally different style. They use a lot of brown gravies. They use a lot of different type seasonings. Okay, and it's not Cajun. See, it's just a Delta. It's not a Cajun type soul slave food. It's a Delta type slave food, and our patlets are totally different. Now, it's food in New Orleans. When I go to New Orleans, I love the food or whatever, and it tastes good, but I don't think I could eat it every day, right? I don't like tomato-y based stuff. It makes me sick to the stomach, right? Um, that's me. What kind of soup you use? And I was telling her like onion powder, garlic powder, sazon. Those are my main ones, but I have a lot of seasoning. She was like, girl, no, like all you need is some Tony's Cajun seasoning. And she told me one other thing. And it wasn't garlic. She said it wasn't garlic powder or nothing. I believe she said just a little bit of salt in that Tony's seasoning. I could never. My food be seasoned to perfection, and I do not cook with salt. Okay. We're known for barbecue in New Orleans. Right. New Orleans is known for Creole, and Memphis is known for barbecue. And so that's the reason why I be getting mad when these folks be popping these barbecue places up and it's nasty, okay? Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't mean no harm, but I interstate, but the white people just love interstate. Child, interstate one day. I did, and I was like, okay, it's gotta be good. I saw all the white people getting out. They on their lunch break. I mean, they have it packed out. That's why it's still up there. And they was like, oh, we make our own barbecue sauce. We're known for our famous barbecue sauce. I was like, oh, okay, good. My mouth was popping and all that. I was just ready. Child, the barbecue sauce tastes just like ketchup, and it was the barbecue was fat. I don't like no fat barbecue. The barbecue was fat and nasty. Okay, didn't have no seasoning. You could tell they had just boiled a rib. Okay, so I ain't never been back up in there, and it wasn't seasoned right or nothing. Just selling slop, as far as I'm concerned. So you have there are some good barbecue places in Memphis. Unfortunately, they all tend to like go out of business, but barbecue in Memphis, Cozy Corners. I think Rendezvous was overrated. Rendezvous barbecue was not good. I like their sausage and cheese. I think they gone out of business now. Should have been gone. But hey, they were downtown. The white people loved them. They had their reputation for when the presidents came to Memphis, they went to Rendezvous. So they had their reputation from all of the celebrities coming up in there eating, okay, because the food wasn't hitting on nothing. Okay. As far as the barbecue, but like places like A&R Barbecue and Cozy Corners Barbecue, places like little barbecue places like that, because Tops don't taste like nothing anymore. Those are really good barbecues, and you'll find the best barbecue in Memphis at people's houses. Okay. If you go to really good barbecuers, okay, if you find a man that can grill, that's some good food right there. Normally, when a man grill, because that's about all they do, they put their foot in that. Okay, if you find a man that grills, that's some good barbecue. So I think just as a whole, the reason Memphis is known for barbecue because a lot of men know how to barbecue in Memphis, and it's really good, and the women do too as well. Okay. But you're right. He says New Orleans is a vibe. I love it myself. Yeah, New Orleans is definitely a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. I like New Orleans. And I like to take the train to New Orleans because it's so therapeutic. Um, known for being one of the least safe cities. Who Memphis? Though I am praying for things to change in Memphis. There are a lot of probabilities and possibilities. I'm gonna tell y'all what is going on in Memphis, and I'm gonna talk about Finesse. As a matter of fact, we're gonna talk about Finesse 2 times, Moneybagg Yo, and then we'll start back talking about Candace. and Charleston. I agree with Cole. I'm gonna say this. I agree with Cole Figure 100%. I do believe that it was the perfect setup. The hit, the trap that Charleston thought he was getting ready to put Jay Prince in, it didn't go that route. Okay, and now what he's wanting to do is to not only turn Jay Prince against Candace, because see, he's scared Jay Prince gonna send a hit on him. Okay, Charleston got to understand Jay Prince has enough money where he get one of them goons to go on and knock him down, okay? And everybody standing around looking, trying to figure out who it was and what happened, and they don't walked on the way, okay, before you even drop. So I'm sure I think he got some of those kind, because he's been doing it for a real long time, and I think Charleston knows that. And the old man hadn't really said a whole lot, other than he did kind of put some threats out there. He did kind of put a statement out there and put some threats out there to let Charleston know that I mean, it was kind of scary. Okay, you know, y'all remember he made a statement. Okay, let me he made a statement, and it definitely was a clever statement with threats. Okay, hold on one second. And I think Charleston been going at Candace Matthews ever since, I think, trying to shift the energy at her. But I don't think that Jay Prince is gonna be mad at Candace at all. I think he's gonna go after Charleston. Charleston. Hold on, you guys. Yeah, hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button. Says never allow a maggot to draw you down to its level. A maggot will always be you at being a eat at the last days. Okay. He says, I've learned with roaches, he said, I've lived with roaches, rats, and flies most of my life, all trying to eat off my plate. Eventually, the universe rewarded them all. He said the universe rewarded them all. He says, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. He says to all the rats and roaches campaigning, eventually you will be elected. All the rats and roaches campaigning against me, eventually you will be elected. And let me just say this. He might have had a little statement in there to Candace Matthews too. I don't know. Or maybe he feel like Charleston White was sent. Okay, I don't know. But I mean, I think it was definitely a subtle threat. And I think ever since then, Charleston has, I believe some of the good white people system got in contact with him down there that Candace Matthews and them have been exposing. And them Republicans will put a lot of money in your pocket. Okay. He said it was a $60,000 week. Okay. He says from interviews, but them Republicans will make him have $100,000 week. And they will do it. But he gonna have to do what they say do. And I don't think he's already doing it. And I don't think he has a problem with doing it, because as I said, I don't have any issues with Charleston. The only one of the issues that I've had is about him talking about folks' dead children. That's number one. And number two, the other issue is he always seems to have gone to the highest bidder. Okay, which means he could be bought. And but here's the thing: he has never hid it. Okay, he's never hid it. That don't make it right, but he don't hide it. So, um, like I said, I think he's mad because Candace Matthews want to stay neutral, and that's a woman. I don't think that he should expect for her. I don't think she set him up, but I also don't think that he should expect for her to try and handle grown men. They didn't put their hands on him. They weren't trying to fight him in her establishment. So that means that they did have some type of respect for her because they could have just handled him and jumped him in the establishment. He walked out talking crap, to them. So trying to tempt him, and they still didn't. They might have popped up in the air. I mean, they didn't pop him. They just, I guess, popped up in the air. You shoot up in the air, you ain't trying to shoot nobody. Okay, the air. You're just trying to shoot the air. You're not trying to do anything to anybody else. So, you know, yeah. So that's an interesting situation. I'm waiting to see how long or how far this is going to go. Okay, how long and how far? Because I've been hearing him talk about Candace Matthews for the last few days, and I ain't really been hearing him say anything about Jay Prince anymore. So, and you come out talking crap, a man shoot in the air. What could she do about that? She couldn't do nothing. It was already done. So, you know. Anyways, you guys, I also wanted to talk about Finesse 2Tymes. Okay, response to Moneybag. Y'all know Finesse 2Tymes the one that did a song, y'all. He put out a song. Now, Finesse 2Tymes claimed that he was not going to respond to Bag, but he just couldn't help it. Okay, he just couldn't help it. He had to go and respond. And somebody said to me that supposedly Sugar done got arrested. Lord have mercy. Sugar get her. If that's true, Sugar shall be getting arrested a lot. But I think that situation with the thing about that situation with Bag and Finesse, I don't think that it will ever get to a point of they are shooting and killing each other. I think Finesse makes fun, throw a little fun at Bag because he talks shit about everybody. And Bag put out a song to try to draw traction, but I don't think that you'll ever see Bag sending no goons at Finesse 2Tymes. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he ever will. But I don't blame Finesse 2Tymes. Finesse 2Tymes is a hustler. Okay, he tends to know how to make money off of anything. He has the personality to do it. That is something that he said that is true. Okay. He definitely has the personality to vlog and all of that. Moneybag doesn't have the personality, but Moneybag may not want to vlog. You see what I'm talking about? Sometimes ago, you know, that person got the personality to do it, and they may not, even if they have you have so many politicians that allow big businesses and stuff to he said nah, it's that deep between those two. I don't think it may be deep. I definitely believe that there is some hurt and pain there, but I don't know if I would ever think that So you think that Finesse would send the goons at? I mean, you think that Moneybag Yo would send goons at Finesse? Hey, Chocolate. So you think Moneybag Yo would send goons at Finesse? If they could put their differences aside, though. I don't think they're gonna be able to put their differences aside. Yeah, I don't think it's deep enough for him to send goons at him and try to put hits on top of his head and stuff like that. I Bag been knowing Finesse since they were teenagers, so I'm sure ain't nothing changed about him. Ain't nothing changed about him, so I'm sure he know him. Ain't nothing changed. So yeah. Oh y'all. Hold on one second. If my voice is strained, y'all, it comes from sleeping up on the fan and the air and being out in the heat and being tired. So y'all have to excuse me. I'm gonna get my birthday coming up. I really need to be. I'm gonna turn up in a couple weeks because I'll be up in the air. I'll be on a flight. Um, but I think I'm a rest. I'm gonna have to get my energy back this weekend because I just came from out of town. As a matter of fact, a few days ago. And the weather up north is a lot different too. I forgot about that climate there where it's cool at night and all of that in the 60s, and then coming back from that to the dry heat is Tim, why I got a summer cold. Yes, I have always caught summer colds, and it's probably gonna happen again when we go to Chicago because it's gonna be cool in Chicago starts to get cool in August. Do a pamper yourself day. Yeah, I am. And go get my nails and toes done. That's something I could do. Rest all day, get up, go get my nails and toes done, get back in the bed and rest. So, but here's the thing about Memphis. Oh yeah, I was reading you guys that Privé has changed their age limit. Like you can't come into Privé and dine unless you're 30 and up. You have to be 30 and up. I remember a time that restaurants was changing all of their age brackets to 25 and up. Now the folks 25 and up acts too much of a darn fool. Um, Now they've changed the age range to 30. They probably should have changed it to. It probably need to change it to 35 or 40. Okay. Yeah, it is. I agree with you, Chocolate, on that. Because so what's going to end up happening is because the truth be told, I think it's a lot of young people that was going to Privé. So what you do is you cut off like 60% of your business if they can't come up in there. Okay, they live for the parking lot in Privé. Lord have mercy. Y'all remember not too long ago, I believe that was earlier this year, the lady and the man that got caught on camera with their pants down, right it drunk as a skunk. And they didn't look hell, they looked like they were in their 40s. A bunch of old fools. They looked like they was in their 40s out there on the Privé lot doing that. Yes, they look like they was in their 40s. They probably should have changed the age limit to 45. Shoot, get that drunk. They say she was married and she was a teacher. Supposedly, they say she was a school teacher, a married school teacher. How you gonna get that drunk that y'all standing outside in the middle of the parking lot. And Winchester and Riverdale is a very busy street, especially Winchester, with people looking at you. And they done they funky drunk. They should change the age limit to 45. But hell, it looked like they was like 45, so they probably need to change it to 50. Lord. He part of the problem. Why he think his business safe? Yes, indeed. Inspired by. He definitely part of the problem. You talking about Yo Gotti? Yes, he is. He a lot of the problem. He a lot of the problem. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. I done got comfortable. Y'all, I listen. I was gonna come on earlier and I was like, let me finish my paper. Let me finish my essay. So then Hilda gonna call me. Hilda called me a couple hours ago. At about 7:30, Hilda called me and was like, are you gonna come on tonight? I was like, you want to come on? You going to come on? I can listen to you. She's like, no, I wasn't gonna come on. I was gonna stay in the bushes and listen to you. And so he was like, I said, oh Lord. I was like, well, I'm working on my my last essay here, so I'm gonna come on because somebody else had asked me to come on, Steven. And so I was like, well, I'm working on my last essay, so I should be through around 9:15. And then I got distracted with something else. And I almost didn't come on. And I was like, let me go ahead and jump on because my hours and stuff going down. And I don't know what tomorrow is Friday. I normally don't come on Fridays, but I am gonna try to upload some videos. I know that this weekend is my birthday weekend, but I'm gonna be in the bed resting up, y'all. I done got a tan and everything. I'm already chocolate and I done got a tan. That being out there in that heat, y'all, trying to hunt down witnesses. Oh, it is so hot out there. That sun is so draining. The sun is so draining. And then I didn't leave work today until like almost 6 o'clock. Like almost 6. Because it never feels like I was talking to one of the other investigators, and then she was like, you just sound like you so drained, Tam. I said, I am so drained. And then she had mentioned to me, like, I don't know what, like I was getting ready to leave work. And she mentioned a case, and this is how tired I was. She mentioned a case to me, and she was like, did you ever go in the park and look for that witness? And it's something done on me. I was like, oh my God, like I knew I had just looked at all my cases. I was like, okay, like my turn-in dates, like my investigations, and all of them supposed to end in like August, except for one. I got a murder case that ends in trial starting in September. And so I don't know, y'all. I was so tired. I was like, oh my God. And y'all, I had the folder in my hand. So I went back, way back in my office, and I was just looking for the folder. I was like, oh my God, like, where's that file at? Where's that file? And I had taken everything out of my briefcase and everything. And y'all, the file was in my hand. The file was in my hand. And so she was like, Tam, you tired? I said, yes. I was like, I was all over my desk and pulling everything out of my briefcase. And I was like, where is that file at? And it was in my hand. So I was like, well, hell, I done came back into the office. Now I may as well do some more work. And God is so good. I was like, let me look up something. Let me see if I can locate this witness. And Lord, if she didn't answer the phone, I said, God, your show is good. I ain't got to get out in the sun and look for it tomorrow. Cause I'm tired. I ain't had a suntan and since I've been grown. Shoot, that's how hot that sun is. That sun be leaning on you, y'all. That sun is leaning on you. My skin has turned 2 different shades of black. It done turned 2 different shades of black. And I got to go get me a sun hat. Cause see, the only color left to turn is blue. And I sure don't want to be blue. Um she said I got some glasses too. I got shades. I need to wear them. I I have it. I be looking at everything out of the corner of my eye. It seems like when I have shades and stuff on, I can't see out of the corner of my eye. That's why I don't wear them. Yeah, that's why I don't wear them. That's I do my glasses like that. I be forgetting sometimes. Now when I'm sitting at home, I'm doing work on the computer like my school work. I put on my glasses, and sometimes I'll take them off and start doing something, and then I start looking like dog. I need to finish up my work, and I be looking around me on the couch and stuff. Like what I do with my glasses, and the whole time they be in my hand. That's when you know you working too hard and doing too much. Like this summer, I have really worked my butt off, as far as school and stuff. But I'm so freaking proud of myself for that, making that sacrifice. Yep. Yeah, my baby. Um, I tell you, my kids. It's one thing that I just I'm so overprotective of my kids. Um, like my one of my daughters is getting ready to take a job in another state, and that's another thing too. It has had me crying. I've been crying about it. Well, not another state, but another city. It's still gonna be in Tennessee, but it's just it's gonna be in Nashville. That's almost like another state, and it hurts me so bad because I don't know what's up there in Nashville. I don't want her going up there. It says, come on, y'all, hit that like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. I don't know why she want to leave. Well, I know why she want to leave, but better opportunity. But I think young women should stay where their family is, especially in this evil world today. These folks is evil. Move, girl, move. Get out the way. Move. Nashville on the list too. Oh Lord, I would hate to go to Nashville. I, I tell you, Nashville will never be the same. That's wonderful. I felt like that when my son went to TSU, he stayed there 7 years after graduating. Yeah, I don't want her to go. And then my fruity pie, my fruity. I don't want my grandbaby. I told her to let me have my grandbaby. She won't do it. I want my fruity bar to stay with me. I just don't think that Nashville has any good daycare, so I don't really think the baby should go. I don't think Nashville got any good daycares. I don't want my grandbaby at no daycare. Mm-mm. I don't want my fruity pie in no daycare. Y'all get the likes up for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all make sure y'all get the likes up for me. But other than that, I mean, the summer has gone by pretty fast. But other than just me, all the work and stuff that I've been doing, um, oh, y'all, I got a testimony for the people on the praying line. I got a testimony. Y'all, prayer works. Y'all, prayer works. I'm telling y'all, prayer works. I'm telling y'all, prayer works. It do. I'm gonna share the testimony with you all. Y'all, I had been praying about, like, I was like, Lord, like, I want to do some things like with my dad's organization, and I'm over it now, but I haven't been able to do anything with it. And I was like, well, God, I really want to just go ahead and just kick everything off. And I was like, I had written down what I wanted to do, like as far as like the reading program, because I had said that a long time ago. Just a whole lot of stuff I won't say on here because it'd be people looking and trying to mimic everything. Um, and so I was like, God, I don't know where I'm gonna get the resources from. I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna get the resources from, but there's a literacy problem in Shelby County. It's a literacy problem. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I always wanted to have a reading program. Back in 2001 and 2002, when I was working in Crime Stoppers, we used to always go over to the coax or over to one of the MPD. Back then, I don't think they have them now. They used to have drug houses, what they call drug houses in the hood. And so what would happen is the city would buy or let an undercover officer, uh, occupy a house, okay, in the hood. And they use those houses really to see for a whole lot of stuff. They don't do that. I don't think they do that now. So, but um, anyways, we would always go do payouts for Crime Stoppers on the I believe it was the first Friday of every month. And it used to be people coming up in there, mainly it like 90% of the people that came and got paid out for Crime Stoppers was black. I remember, like, we used to have this sheet. It was like 5 questions that we would ask them. We never asked them their name, and we had to have them fill out the survey. Did we ask you for your name? No. It was just yes or no questions. Did we ask you, because we could not ask them their name, we could not ask them no information about them because it was totally anonymous. And so, anyways, I can remember like the first time I saw it, it was like this boy looked to be about 19 or 20 years old. And I gave him his sheet. I was like, once you fill your sheet out, and I will take you to the back, so you can get your tip money for whatever tip it was that came through. He kept fumbling with the paper. He kept fumbling with the paper. And I was like, dog, it sure is taking him a long time to finish that paper. It wasn't but 5 questions, and it was yes and no. And then something hit me. I was looking at him, and I could tell he was totally embarrassed. So I walked over to him. I said, do you need help like with this? He said, yeah. And I whispered in his ear, I said, can you read? Because I didn't want to embarrass him. He said, no. I don't know. It was just like, it was at that point from back then, something hit me. And it seemed like down through the years, the literacy problem in Memphis and Shelby County got worse. They're passing kids through school now, and they cannot even read or write. So I always wanted to do a reading program, especially for adults. Um, my dad's father um learned how to read, like, my dad's father right now is still alive. He's like 86. My dad's father learned how to read in like 1998 or something like that. But he always ran a very successful business. And so what would happen was he would always have my aunties and stuff to handle um his paperwork and all of that. He always knew how to count money really good, but he couldn't read. And he went back in the late 90s and learned to he a reading program like what I want to start. He took the initiative to take the time to do that, to go and read. And he said that was one of his greatest accomplishments, you know, going and doing that for himself. And you know, it's so many adults that and children that cannot read, and they are so shamed. And y'all, it's so hurtful when I think about that. When I think about my granddaddy, you know, running a successful business and not telling people that he didn't know how to read. I think my aunties and stuff just thought, you know, dad had just got us over here helping him, blah blah blah. But he couldn't read. But he told his children what to do, you know, and it got him through. And it's a lot of people that's like that. You'd be surprised how many older people would love to for there to be programs where they could go to. I ain't gonna be surprised, y'all, if I don't hear somebody in that be in my bushes talk about this on their Facebook page. Wait for it. Okay. Um about this program. But that's so anyways, to make a long story short, I wanted to get to the testimony. So I was like, God, um, it's some things that I want to do as it relates to the community because there's a poverty and education deficiency in our community. Okay. Y'all, how about it? How about I got a donation? And so I said, God, I mean, as soon as I prayed it, and like we've been on the praying line praying every morning, and I think that was in the prayer the other morning about the organization. And I got a donation. And with that donation, I'm gonna do some things. I'm not gonna lay out my blueprint right here because those that like to copy, they're gonna have to figure it out for themselves. But I just think that it's time to I I want to open the door for people who want to learn how to read. Um, and I have other like people that are like teachers and stuff like that. I would like an after school program um with that organization because I think kids. I don't want to give away all my ideas because it's a girl in Memphis, okay, that likes to steal my ideas. I promise to God, I was saying the other probably a couple weeks ago. I was like, y'all know what my favorite quote is, and my favorite quote is the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. If I didn't hear her say that on TV, on she was on the news and said it. So people, instead of trying to study up on some knowledge, for some reason people find it easier. It's a sickness though to try to study you, and they will try to duplicate and mimic everything that you do and run with your ideas. That's why you have to be very meticulous about what you put into the atmosphere. He says, I can read, but I'd like to advance my vocabulary a little more. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you how you can advance your vocabulary. I know they don't sell encyclopedias anymore, but I think you could order some encyclopedias from off of um eBay. That's how black people had in the day advanced their vocabulary by the encyclopedia. And it's something because my auntie kept all of those encyclopedias that she had from the 80s. They was on the bookshelf. And as soon as she died, my cousin and them, out of all the things, I asked them, I said, out of all the things to throw away, why would y'all throw away encyclopedias? I would have taken them. And then they have been sitting in my auntie house. I can remember when I was a little girl in the 80s, she had those encyclopedias. And they still look good because nobody touched them, because nobody wanted to read nothing. So I guess they was for decorations because my hoodlum cousins sure didn't touch them. And yep. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. He said, them world books. Hmm. The encyclopedias. And we used to be so happy when they would buy a whole fresh new set of them. The new ones, they would buy them and never open them. They use them for decoration. In the bookcase, child. Should have been trying to open the book up. But that's how you enhance your vocabulary. That's one way to do it. Oh yeah, and the Britannic. Yes, I remember that. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I think I told y'all like something that is like I could do all day for hours and hours and hours and hours. Yeah, I love to read about history. I'm gonna tell you, like a lot of people go, I don't know why you be liking to read that slave stuff. Y'all, it's good to read that stuff. Not so you can get mad, but so you could see like where what our ancestors went through and where what they had to endure. Um, yeah, a lot. They was like wise. They was totally wise. But I was so tickled pink when I found out that Harriet Tubman had written two books before she died. She couldn't read or write, so what they did was they um translated it. I wonder why they didn't record her voice. It would have been a good thing if they had recorded her voice. I would love to hear how she sounds. She said she needs some National Geographic set blocks. Hmm. Anyways, y'all, I tried. What time is? Oh, it's 10:30. No wonder I'm so tired. Yeah, I'm trying to go to sleep early tonight, and I'm not gonna wake up early because I woke up at 4 this morning and start working on um that essay. I got it done though. I had to do another thing tonight, and I turned it in. What is that break in nuz? Break in nuz? What are you talking about? Break in nuz? Break in nuz? What are you talking about? Whoever it is, they came in right when they heard me say that I was getting ready to get off, and so that they had to make their fake page. I mean, whoever it is, I bet you they mentally sick. I bet you they mentally ill. Because if you sitting on here, I'm sitting on here talking about I'm in school, I work, I just got a big donation for my nonprofit, and you sitting up talking about you is the content. You stuck on content. You want to be the content, like the person that knows the most. Okay, only crazy people think like that. Only crazy people think like that. See, I got this thing about like sometimes I'll say, and here's the thing, because I don't care about nobody's saying anything or using my content. on anything. A lot of times when I say certain things, I be talking to I be targeting certain groups of people, right? It's never anybody that has been like hung around that I'm cool with. Because it's a lot of people that know a lot of stuff that I don't know. And I'm cool with that. But you got to be a mentally twisted piece of shit, okay, to sit up and talk about I am the content. If that's all that you um acquired to be, I really feel sorry for you. Anyways, y'all, I done set up. Oh, I dozed off just as I said that. I got to get in the bed. Okay, y'all. I appreciate y'all getting on tonight. I must be tired. I dozed off as soon as I said that. I called myself reading somebody in my head, went over to the side. I dozed totally off. Listen, y'all, make sure y'all please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to try and come on tomorrow. If not, I'm definitely going to upload some videos because, um, I don't get mad about other folks' content. I'm mentally sane, okay? Have at it. I love you all. Y'all have a good night.